the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. That's right, I said real Miami Dolphin fans. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in this morning. Please hit the like button on your way in the building. If you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe now here to TDPHINSTALK. All right, we got a great show lined up for you this morning. It is Therapy Monday. We will be just fine. I am your therapist for the evening, TD, and I am here to help you out as best I can. I'm going to allow you all to get it off your chest. We're going to talk through it. We're going to have some great conversation this morning. In about 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to drop the link and open it up for you all to come on, and we can talk about it. And I just want to help you all, okay? This is Therapy Monday, and I am here to let you know that we will be just fine, okay? It was not a great day yesterday. It was traumatic, but we will be just fine. Why was it traumatic? Because as Dolphin fans, we have a history of trauma. We've gone through these type of things for the last 20 years, and now that we finally have what we believe to be a good team, trauma can come in so many different ways, in so many different forms. And this time it's coming in the form of we just can't get over the hump. 3 years ago, had a traumatic experience, win and you're in, and we lost. Buffalo. Last year we had a traumatic experience. Went out and you're in, and we lost. Tennessee. This year, we already have had a traumatic experience against the San Francisco 49ers. But the good thing is we still have 5 games to where all we need is 3 wins. All we need is 3 wins. And we're in the playoffs. Okay. So, like I said before, we're going to be okay. We will win 3 out of 5 games, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. So, again, thank y'all for tuning in. Dr. TD on call today. This is your Therapy Monday. We will handle that and more. But before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Mojo, who brought us this video this morning, got us up early, okay, to have this conversation. Salute to Mojo. And Mojo, listen, man, the only thing that bothers me is that right before the game with Mojo, Tua's stock was rising, man. As soon as he threw that first touchdown, he was all the way up to $42.31. And I always tell you, money will tell you the truth. And as you can see, his stock just started falling. Then he threw a touchdown. Everybody thought we were okay, and then it just kept falling even more. Tua's stock is down, but it is not out. That's what I want you to know. Tua's stock may be down, but it is not out. I'm going to put some things into perspective, and we'll go from there, okay? One more guy I want to check into after yesterday. They lost as well, but I wonder how his stock did. Mike White. And look at that. Even in a loss, his stock rose 5%. What about Mr. Purdy? Do y'all know Purdy's first name? I don't even know his last name. Brock Purdy. Look at Brock Purdy. Stock is up 70%. Lord. And he plays the rest of the season. Another guy whose stock you may want to invest in. Another guy's whose stock, because it can't really go that much lower than what it is now. And he's going to be the starter pretty much for the rest of the season. If you're in Jersey, download the app and invest now. If you're anywhere else outside of Jersey, download the app so you can keep up with Mojo Sports, because I truly believe where people put their money is a true reflection of what people really believe. All right. So since we have 200 people in the building, can you guys please hit the like button for me, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Let's at least get 100 likes and we'll get started. I'll give you my opening monologue, and then I will drop the link for us to have the conversation, okay? I will give you my opening monologue, and we will drop the link so that we can have a conversation. Now, I'm going to try something different this morning. While we get the like button up, I'm going to try something different this morning. I want you in the comment section to go ahead and put in the comment section, what topics would you like to talk about this morning? And I will freestyle discuss it all in my opening monologue before I drop the link. Put the name, put the topic, put it all in the comment section, and I'm going to help you out with a few, okay? But put it in the comment section, and we'll talk about it, okay? All right. McDaniel, risky coaching. O-line. Defense. Tua injury. Oh, Jesus. Remaining schedule. Playoffs. Herbert versus Tua debate. Oh, this is going to be a great show this morning. Lord Jesus. Tua future. Tua and turnovers. Tua performance like Dogecoin. Oh my gosh, y'all stop. Any more guys? Run game. Linebackers. Oh, thank you. Whoever put linebackers in there, I'm glad you put that in there. Skyler. Win out. Can we win out? Playoff path. We're going to cover that with playoffs. All right. One more. We're going to take one more. I think we already got run game on here. Stream. All right. Josh Boyer. All right. That's 15 topics, y'all. We're going to stop right there. All right. Somebody put play calling. Now I got to go 16. Play calling. Armstead. See, now y'all made me want to make it to 20. All right, we'll stop right there. We'll stop right there. Officials. Oh my gosh, are y'all serious? Can't believe that's a conversation. Gesicki. One more. The emotion of the game. I like that. And so we got 20 things we're going to talk about. And these things, all right, y'all can stop right there. If I ain't got you, I'm sorry. Oh, but before we get started, since it is Therapy Monday, we have our first copay, ladies and gentlemen. On Therapy Monday, all donations are called copays because you are seeing Dr. TD, okay? All right, Jose with the copay. That rhymed. Jose with the copay this morning. All right, I'm glad you came into my office. He said, "Hey, TD, this was a rough game. I'm not out on Tua because of one bad game, though. I think we will be all right. This was his worst game, and we still had a chance to win." I agree. I'm going to say this, Jose. My response to that is going to be covered in all of these topics that we're going to discuss. Because everything I read and wrote down, I already have something to say about it. These 20 things that you all gave me to talk about this morning, I already have something to say about all 20. I'm glad y'all, but let me tell you something about, like, it's just like a rapper that freestyles. TD, like 95% of the time on this show, I don't prep my stream. I hit the live button and I go because I know everything that needs to be said. The only disservice that I do myself in that case is forgetting to say certain things because it's all up here. That's why I said, let's try something new. You all list all these 20 things. I already got something to say about every single one of them. And let's roll. But thank you for paying your copay, because some people, we got to send their medical bills to collections. They don't be paying their copays. No, I'm just playing. But let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go down the list in order of what you all gave me. So some things may seem to double back. Excuse me. We're going to go down the list in order, okay? So that we can discuss all of these topics. So the first topic that you all gave me this morning was Mike McDaniel's risky coaching. If you watched my game live stream yesterday, I had the conversation that Mike McDaniel's coaching style in game, his quote unquote aggressiveness, is the exact thing that's going to hurt us in the playoffs. We all sit around and either justify or turn a blind eye to his bad decisions. Just because something works out to the better does not mean it's not a bad decision, ladies and gentlemen. We have to start being honest about that. Just because something works out in our favor does not mean it wasn't a bad decision. Mike McDaniel during games, and I got to be honest with you, it ain't a lot of like just crazy bad decision. It's always fourth downs. That's all I'm really talking about. It's the fourth downs. First of all, you went for a 4th and 1 in your own red zone. You went for a 4th and 1 in your own red zone. Absolutely insane. It worked out in our favor, but that is reckless coaching. We turn a blind eye because it works. And we act like we glorify this stuff because when it doesn't work, then we want to say, why did we do that? You have to, as a fan, be consistent on what is right and what isn't. And his decision making in those moments, they are terrible. And I agree, Derek, it's just not worth the risk. If you don't get it, you're giving them automatic points. They already get the points. So his risky coaching is only displayed in fourth down situations where he's going for it. And let me tell you something. He put himself in a position to where he had to go for that fourth down. Like think about it, y'all. We're in field goal range, right? And we skip on a 4th and 1 and go for it and don't get it. But he had to because he already went for 4th and 1 back in our own territory. Mike McDaniel wants to go for the win every time instead of going for the sound win. We're down by 6 and Mike McDaniel's head, we need a touchdown. I feel like Mike McDaniel has an impatient demeanor to himself. He wants to be high-flying offense. He wants points to be flying all over the board. But in the playoffs, when it gets nitty-gritty, tight, and tough, and you need to play the field goal game, Mike McDaniel doesn't want to. He wants those 7 points. Now, to be fair, Jason Sanders hadn't been his best version this year, but that's no excuse. You have to let Jason Sanders continue to miss that because at the end of the day, you're the one that put him on the 53. You're the one. You don't just have a guy on the 53 that you're not even going to use consistently. Mike McDaniel has to stop that. He has to. And again, I'm not knocking anything else that Mike McDaniel is doing. I am not knocking the play calling, which we'll talk about later. No, you know what? We'll wipe that off the list now. That takes me into play calling. What's wrong with the play calling, y'all? Y'all sitting here, y'all put on here play calling. What issue do you have with the play calling? Can someone tell me what issue they have with the play calling? There is no issue with play calling in this game. It's absolutely absurd. It makes absolutely no sense. There was no issues with play calling. Now, somebody said not enough run. Let's get something straight. I would have liked for us to have run the ball more and keep balance. But if we want to be 100% honest here, our pass game was unstoppable. The only way that we would fail passing the ball was if we hurt ourselves, and that's what we did. The play calling was amazing. We didn't run the ball more. The truth of the matter is we didn't need to. Well, I got to take that back. We did need to run the ball more. I'm going to do a quick illustration. Y'all bear with me because I'm not the best at this yet, but I need to show y'all something. Okay? All right. Let me show y'all something real quick. Shout out to Mr. Bonafide 861, just became a member of the channel. Salute to you, homie. Thank you for joining the membership. Let me see. And the Pro Bowl status. I appreciate that, homie. Thank you so much. I have to show y'all something, though, real quick. Now, I have to be honest. We did need to run the ball more, but here's why. All right. So let me use black real quick. Yeah, give me a second. Let me turn my stylus pen on. All right, here we go. I got to show you something. So let's take the offensive line, right? 5 guys on the O line. All right, let me make it look better. 5 guys on the O line. You have a quarterback, running back, right? I want y'all to pay attention to the defense of San Francisco. The defense. This is what they did. Okay. Defensive end, defensive end, defensive end, defensive end. This was the D line in red, okay? Now, we got a corner. You got linebacker. Let's just say it's cover 2, right? Here's what their defense did. Okay? Let me put us back in real quick. Let me put a receiver out here, tight end, whatever. That's 11. This is what they did. On a run play, screw the run play. This is what I want to show y'all. Their linebacking core. Seven yards off the line of scrimmage. Y'all know we like to run a guy in the flat, send this guy behind the linebacker. The problem is the linebackers were 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. They weren't in the box like all the other teams that we play. All those other teams that we play, linebackers are right here. You see that? You see the difference here? Our wide receivers getting behind the linebackers, making this linebacker right here have to choose whether he takes the flat or he takes this slant route. But that was no longer an issue. That was no longer an issue anymore. It was no longer an issue because they were 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. It's all about the linebacker depth. This is 4 yards off. But what were they? They were set about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. So what did that do? That took away all of Tua's, a lot of his intermediate passing lanes. Did you notice where all of our wide open receivers were? They were out here in those post routes. All of our wide open receivers were out there wide open in those post routes. Let me draw it up one more time for you. Let me draw the defense up. Cover 2 defense. 2, 3, 4, 7 yards off linebackers, right? Safety, safety, corner, corner. What Tua loves, which he's done so great in this area of the field this year, those linebackers having more depth took that away. They left this open. San Francisco left this open the whole game. These windows. They left these open the whole game. And where was Tua misfiring all game? All out here, waddling everybody on posts and stuff like that. So for the big plays. For the big plays. So teams are going to start playing the linebackers deeper because now we can't sneak guys right behind them for the anticipated passes. But how do you get the linebackers to come up low in the box like you want them to, so that we'll now have all of this wide open? How do you get the linebackers to come up so that you can have all of this open for Tua, which he's been nailing it this year? See, he couldn't do that yesterday because those linebackers were that high up in that box. You have to be able to run the freaking ball. You have to be able to run the ball so that those linebackers now have to come down in that box. And guess what San Francisco did? They gambled. San Francisco gambled on us. San Francisco said, you know what? We're just going to ask our front four to stop the run. And this is why I told you we ain't got no freaking run game, because they linebackers wouldn't stop in no run. They linebackers was barely even in the run pursuit. The 4 men up front literally stopped our run. And anytime they got 3 yards, it's because the linebackers met them there because they got past the first level. But even that first level slowed them down, didn't give clear lanes. And when you go out there and you're running the ball and the linebackers are 7 yards off of the line of scrimmage, and as Mike McDaniel is looking at 4 guys by themselves somewhat stopping the run, then I'm sorry, he's going to abandon it. And can y'all stop talking about we were 4.2 yards per carry? See, this is what you fail to realize. The 4.2 yards per carry is a straight up flawed number. How about you tell everybody how many times we rushed the ball? How many times did the Dolphins rush the ball? Anybody know the exact number? I'm pulling it up now. Eight times, right? Let me pull something up for y'all real quick. Only 8 times. All right, let me pull up the box score. Give me a second. All right, here we go. We rushed the ball 8 times. Our longest rush was 8 yards. This is what y'all need to realize about us rushing the ball 8 times. Here's the form that it came into. One rush was for 3 yards. Now remember, you want to get at least 4 yards on every run, right? But one run was 3 yards. Another run, -1. Another run, 1 yard. Another run, 2 yards. Another run, 0 gain. Another run, 0 gain. Then you got an 8-yard rush. Then you got a 5-yard rush. Then you got a 2-yard rush and a 6-yard rush. This is what you got to realize. Game flow situation. You run on first down, you get no yards. Now you're in a passing situation. That's what San Francisco was doing. On first down, they said, you ain't running this ball on us. You run on first down, you get 0 yards. Now you're in a passing situation. 2 incompletions, punt the ball. Can't run no more than that. You can't run more than that. And then you have a situation where you get a first down and you run 6 yards, 2nd and 4, you run again, -1 passing situation. You see what I'm saying? So this 4 yards per carry is skewed, number one, because it was only 8 carries. And the longest run was 8 yards, and that carry three carries right there to give you an average of 4. And that's all I'm saying. Don't think that we were running it well and we should have kept running it because it was 4 yards a carry. That's not the case. They had us right where they wanted us. Right where they wanted us. We were not running the ball well at all. We just weren't. Let me go the beginning of this game too. Give me a second. All right, so here's a prime example. The second drive of the game, Wilson up the middle, 3 yards. 2nd and 7, incomplete Tua. 3rd and 7, incomplete Tua. Prime example. Another drive. 1st and 10, Mostert, right guard, 2 yards. Tua incomplete deep on 2nd and 8. Tua sacked on 3rd and 8. This is an example of what I'm showing you here. See, I'm skipping all of these ones where we got intercepted. Man, we turned the ball over a lot. Man, how many turnovers did we have, y'all? Do y'all realize how many turnovers we had in this game? Do y'all realize how many turnovers we had in this game? It's embarrassing. Put it in the comment section. How many turnovers we had in this game? Actual turnovers. 4 freaking turnovers. 4 freaking turnovers. Oh my God. I didn't realize it actually got worse in the second half. You know what's crazy about this game? Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but this game was worse than Tennessee, in my opinion. And I'm talking about for Tua. Why? Because first of all, he was very bad in the first half, but he didn't turn the ball over. And you say, okay, he'll figure it out in the second half. And all of the turnovers happened in the second half. Intercepted on the first drive of the second half, intercepted on the second drive of the second half, turnover on downs, fumble touchdown. Oh, we did have 5 turnovers. I keep forgetting about Skyler's trash play as well. His one play coming out there throwing a pick. And I was just going to say that, bro. What made it even worse, this wasn't even a bad weather game. It wasn't even a bad weather game. It wasn't even bad weather. This might have been worse than Tennessee when you really put it into perspective. Green truth. You got to include the turnover on downs. All right. Listen, y'all. 2, 3, 4. You know the most frustrating thing about the turnovers? All of them led to points. Let me tell you how many points they scored off our turnovers. 3, 6, and thank God we were holding them to field goals. One of them, they had 4 plays, 7 yards. We held them to a field goal. That's not the defense fault. 6, 9, and a touchdown. 16 points they got off of turnovers. 16 points off of turnovers. How many points did they score? 33? They got 17 points in this game off of non-turnovers. And people sitting here talking about the defense. Anyway, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Y'all give me 1 second real quick. Can y'all hear and see me? Can y'all hear and see me? What is wrong with my screen? Okay, we good. All right, thank y'all. All right, so we're about to have a guest. Baby girl gonna have to come hang out with us for this stream. And yes, we lost by 16 points. We lost by 16 points. We lost by all the turnovers. And people talk about the defense and all this crap, man. Listen, we'll talk about the defense when it's time to get there. All right, next on the list that y'all wanted me to talk about is the O-line. What's the problem with the O-line? I got to call out all this crap this morning. What's wrong with the O-line? I am highly freaking impressed with how good the O-line played without Teron Armstead. How about that? How about that? I am highly impressed at how the O-line played without Teron Armstead. I don't get this outrage about, man, we lost because of the O-line. Are you kidding me? And let me say this. People have somewhat of a point if this is the argument you're going to make. Well, we would have ran, if they would have played better, we need to run the ball. Yeah, but we ain't ran the ball all year with the exception of 1.5 games. So don't act like it's an issue now. This has been an ongoing issue about running the ball. Unless you play a scrub team and then you run the ball and you want to act like, oh, we're good. No, we ain't been able to run the ball all year with success. Every team in the NFL has 3 good rushing games a year. Even the worst run offense in the NFL has at least 3 good running games in a year. The O-line was just fine. Well, they had 3 sacks. They had 3 sacks. Okay. Nobody's perfect. But the O-line played well enough for us to win the game. That's all I'm saying. They played well enough for us to win the game. They were given to a time to throw those passes that were misfires. I don't want to hear it. That's just a bunch of crap. Matter of fact, I'd argue that this is one of the better O-line performances of the season. And not to have Teron, kudos to the coaching staff. O-line was just fine to me. Were they perfect? No, but when have they ever been? We talk about a number one defense in that O-line. Look, man, that was the best performance of the freaking year. I'm done. That's the best performance that O-line had all season. When I didn't even think about that. We went up against the number one defense in the NFL. And that O-line gave us enough time to make big plays consistently. That might have been the best O-line performance of the year. When you put it in the context, going up against the number one defense. It's ridiculous, man. We ready to take a number two on the O-line once again at the expense of who? This is what I be talking about. They call me a hater. They call me a hater, but this is why I do what I do. This is why I push back. This is why I poke the bear as much as I do, because they literally want to take a number two on the O-line who fought yesterday, bust they behind, which they should be getting credit, but they can't win. Why? Because they have to be the one to scapegoat just so that we can uplift who? Just so that we could take some of the attention off of who? You know what? That's my thing for the day. I ain't saying his name today. I'm calling him who. Just to make who look better. Oh my jeez. Y'all ain't gonna get me out. Y'all ain't gonna get the doctor out of character this morning. We got another copay this morning for Therapy Monday. Our reputation in the league is destroyed, TD. It ain't destroyed, bro, because believe it or not, we're going to get it right back in prime time versus the Chargers. We'll get our reputation back versus the Chargers prime time. And then it'll get stripped again versus Buffalo. This is all set up to be perfect. It's set up to be perfect. We're going to be in front of the whole world. Tua gonna have one of his good games against the Chargers, who got one of the most depleted defenses there is now. He gonna come out and they're gonna be like, "See, Tua arrived. Last week was tough, but things happen. Look, man, he's back, baby. We just beat the Chargers primetime Sunday night. Everybody gonna be back on that glorious mountaintop. Tua Near's gonna come out that cave. Hey, we back, baby." Man, I be telling y'all what's gonna happen. And then the next week, they're gonna flex that Dolphin game for Sunday night too, and versus Buffalo, and everybody gonna watch us get embarrassed again. Because don't forget who the favorite was for the season, who the MVP favorite was for the season. Oh, this is a perfect storyline to get Josh Allen right back in the conversation. It is what it is. All right. But our reputation, first of all, our reputation was a fluke to begin with. I keep trying to explain to y'all, they have been pumping, trying to sell who on us. They've been trying to sell Mr. Who on us. I mean, y'all really got to think about the totality of Mr. Who's work this year. First game of the season, Patriots. Blah. Had 3 turnover-worthy plays. Lucky they didn't convert, but blah. Second game, looked bad for the most part in a miracle 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter. That's all good. But look bad for the most part. Buffalo game. 3 more turnover-worthy plays, a depleted secondary, and still, blah. Didn't have no great game. Then you got Cincinnati, was bad. Got picked off, almost got picked off 3 more times. Holding on to the ball too long, got hurt. Missed 3 games. Blah, in itself. Come back. Pittsburgh, trash. Like, we really put the season into context, really. And then we go on this 3-game run with the Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. Not the Tigers. I just like to throw it in because it sounds good. And he actually plays elite football. And I keep telling y'all, yes, in those 3 games, Tua played elite football, placement, everything. But why are we going to remove the context of they're the 3 worst teams in the NFL just about? But regardless of, he did play great. Then Houston, blah. Yesterday, boo-boo, trash, worse than Tennessee. So when you put that all together, you got a miracle in Baltimore in 3 elite games, and the rest of it is blah. And they trying to sell that on us? MVP. Like, really? You gonna put up 300 yards a game with Tyreek Hill? You're going to. And why we got to point that out? Because I'm sick of y'all. And when I say y'all, they know who I'm talking about. I'm sick of it. Y'all want to take a number 2. You want to take a number 2 all over the O-line after they actually played well. I can only dream and hope that my O-line plays like that in the playoffs, where it gets even rough, where that pressure comes from everywhere. I can only dream my O-line plays that well in the playoffs. And we're going to sit there and try to diminish them right now for the sake of Mr. Who? This is why I do what I do. Because all them guys on the O-line, they Miami Dolphin players too. Y'all want to always throw that, you're not a real Dolphin fan, criticizing this. But y'all criticize everybody for the sake of making Mr. Who look good. At least I'm consistently criticizing one person. Y'all will criticize any and everybody around him just so he don't look bad. Like I said, at least I'm only on one person. But anybody, man, I remember it was one game they were talking about Tyreek messed up Tua in this game. In another game, Waddle screwed Tua over in this game. Like, anybody on this roster is fair game to criticize as long as it creates a valid excuse for Mr. Who. See, and this is what I be talking about right here. Raul Castillo said, TD, you're not a hater. You're like the other 90% of the people in this world, a negative person. You see what's wrong, never what's right. You're the definition of what we call fair-weathered fan. Well, Raul, I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you to tell me what's right. I want to challenge you, Raul, to tell me what's right. If I only see what's wrong and not what's right, tell me what's right other than the fact that we're 8-4. What's right? Please. What's right? See, y'all throw paint on the wall, hoping things stick. The paint should stick to the wall, but y'all know what I mean. Why don't you tell me what's right? We waiting, bro. Because the problem is your statement is just fine until there's nothing right to report. So am I only speaking negative? Maybe that's all there is. We got another copay this morning for Therapy Monday. We got another patient. Salute to Beyond the Details with the $10 copay. Y'all got some good insurance with these $10 copays. Dr. TD, Tua has played average. How many games with multiple dropped interceptions or throw the ball horrible, but Tyreek Waddle makes an amazing circus catch? I agree, because a lot of those catches yesterday, they could have been caught, but they would have been a circus catch. Like Tyreek caught one that was behind him with one hand doing a 360. But here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. It's unrealistic to expect that all the time. They're miraculous plays. They're rare. Like, oh my gosh, he made that catch. You can't turn a miraculous play into an expectation. And now we expect the receivers to make those plays. No, it's a bad throw. Be lucky they made him in the past to bail him out. People don't realize how many times Mr. Who got bailed out. Very low percentage plays. 10% chance of this play being converted. It was converted. And this is why, at the end of the day, Mr. Who can't carry a team. Mr. Who gets carried. And Tyreek tried everything he could to carry Mr. Who yesterday. Tyreek did everything he could. But Tyreek, at some point, you could tell he was getting mad. Even that pick, Tyreek, like, you can only do but so much. You can only do but so much. Mr. Who is our QB, you bum. They're getting 2 in years. They showing up. He is our QB. And if I'm a bum, what is he? Hey, we under that bridge together. We under that bridge with that 30-year-old blanket together in the winter. Me and Mr. Who under that bum bridge together. All right, man. Next up, defense. This is where I have to come to my greatest defense this morning, because there is an argument to be made that this defense struggled yesterday. And this is where I may lose some of y'all, but I'm sorry. I got to go hard and defend my defense. I got to go hard and defend the defense. Number one, we need to stop automatically assuming just because a guy is Mr. Irrelevant named Brock Purdy that we were supposed to just dominate that trash, right? We need to stop making that assumption because it's unfair to the defense. What I saw yesterday was a defense that constantly put pressure on him, made him roll out of the pocket over and over and over again, running for his life. But I also seen this man make tight window throws in tight coverage. Correct me if I'm wrong and acknowledge me if I'm right. Great offense has always defeated great defense. Better offense always is going to win out on defense. He played a good game. He made some big time plays. We got an interception. We put pressure on him. Now our run D, I got to chastise them. They hit us with the perfect balance of run, pass, and our run D just was getting obliterated. But who's the person that's been telling y'all for the last 5 weeks, slow down thinking that we got a great run defense? You ain't played nobody. Who has been telling y'all the last few weeks, slow down? You ain't played nobody. And I told y'all the guy you need to worry about in this game was McCaffrey. Didn't I say that to you? That's the one you got to worry about. He's the one I don't see nobody matching up with him. Just don't see it. Why? Because our linebackers, ladies and gentlemen, who's been the one consistent person all year telling y'all I don't even want to talk about the linebackers because they just pure trash. I don't even speak of the linebackers. TD, why don't you talk about the linebackers? Why? Why? What is there to discuss? What is there to discuss? Run defense, pass defense. What is there to discuss? I've been telling y'all for 365 days now, I hate our linebacking core, and it ain't going to get better anytime soon. I've been telling y'all that over and over and over. This ain't nothing new. If you watch this channel and you watch it religiously, this ain't most of this stuff that you saw yesterday ain't nothing new. It's what I've been telling you. I ain't no prophet. 1 + 1 = 2. That don't make me a prophet. Don't put that prophet title on me. I ain't no, listen, 1 + 1 = 2. It's common sense. And I know common sense ain't common at all, but God dog. This ain't no prophecy. Oh, y'all, the linebacker's trash. Watch I be right. No. 1 + 1 = 2. You got eyes just like me. And you know what? Now you should realize, now you should be believing me when I say the linebackers are trash, because yesterday you saw some real linebackers. You saw guys getting in passing lanes 20 yards down the field. Guys chasing Tyreek Hill sideline to sideline, and Tyreek couldn't get the edge. As fast as Tyreek Hill is, y'all, Tyreek couldn't get the edge. Tyreek, mano y mano, running to the sideline. Usually Tyreek getting the edge on him. Nope, mano y mano, get your behind out of bounds. Tell me I'm wrong. As fast as Tyreek is, he couldn't turn the corner on most of those crossers. Linebacker, come on. Real linebackers. Buffalo got him. The Jets got him. That's what I don't like. In our own division, they in there. But our run defense. But what did you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? So in regards to linebackers, I don't like talking about them because we already knew what we had from the get-go. It ain't nothing new. And we get all excited because once every 50 plays, Jerome Baker get a sack. Once every 20 plays, Landon Roberts get through for a -1 tackle for loss. Once every 40 plays, Van Ginkel do stop. They ain't good. They only look good in a zero type system. Look good. because the scheme allows them to make plays. They ain't dogs to where you could just go on a base and they ball out. When somebody said our run D is good against running backs, that's another freaking myth. We only say that because we haven't given a rusher 100 yards in a season. Why are we going to give a rusher 100 yards in a season when they could throw the ball all on us all year? We went into that Lions game. They going to run that ball on us. We went into the Bears. They going to run. Man, we keep going into games talking about they got a good running game, but they putting up 300 passing yards and scoring 3-4 touchdowns, throwing the ball. That's part of the reason why we be holding running backs under 100 yards, because they ain't got to run the ball on us. They've been throwing it. And luckily for pass interferences, we really would be seeing these passing games flourish against us. If it wasn't for them pass interferences that we be getting every week. Y'all give me a second. Hill, can you bring baby girl? Okay. But yeah, man. Our run D ain't legit. And another thing, in order for us to stop the run, which at times we do, right? Look at how we do it. We literally got to sell out. We be having 3 defenders in the backfield. Why? Because we sent 7, sold out on the run. Don't let it be play action. Lord, oh my gosh, we in trouble. We sell out on the run when we try to stop the run. And hey, we stop it. When you sell out, you should stop it. All right, Anthony Coleman with another copay on Miami Dolphins Therapy Monday. Dr. TD, I agree with some things you said, but Tua had a bad first half and third. In the fourth quarter, McDaniel 4th and 2 called blow it. We should have kicked the field goal. See, do you really think that Tua had a good fourth quarter? Is that what we're trying to say? Because we were in a position to potentially win. Let me help you out, bro. We didn't have a good fourth quarter. Let me show you what happened. Give me a second. Let me go to the fourth quarter. Third, fourth. All right. Now remember, we scored that touchdown in the third quarter. Okay? Right at the end of the third quarter, we scored that touchdown. Now, you want to know who had a good fourth quarter? The defense had a good fourth quarter. That's why we were even in the game. That's why we even had a chance. Tua didn't have a good fourth quarter. Your statement said he had a bad first half and third quarter. In fourth quarter, McDaniel 4th and 2 call blew it. No. He didn't have a good fourth quarter. He didn't do nothing. Let's talk about the fourth quarter, shall we? First drive in the fourth quarter, we forced the San Francisco 49ers to punt the ball. That's what you call a stop, ladies and gentlemen, which they won't give the defense credit for. They want to talk about how bad they were, but that's a stop that allows you an opportunity to get back into the game. Okay? Now, what did Miami do? We turned the ball over on downs. Okay? Now, give me 1 second. Let me show you something. Give me a second. All right, here we go. So we all want to talk about going forward on 4th and 2, but we want to forget about Tua's pass on 3rd and 2. Let that sink in. The incomplete 2-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. The little incomplete short middle pass to Tyreek Hill. We all want to talk about how we didn't convert the 4th and 2 to Mike Gesicki, but we want to ignore what happened on 3rd and 2. on that incomplete pass. You can't do that. Can't do that. Let's keep it moving. San Francisco comes back and kicks a field goal. Why? Because we turned it over on downs. That's a part of it. Now, here we are trying to do the miraculous, and Tua has a sack fumble. Where did he play good? Where did he play good in the fourth quarter? See, what happened was he threw a touchdown in the third quarter at the very end. Y'all want to try to push that over to the fourth quarter to make it seem like, the fourth was decent. No, that was the third quarter when he played trash. 2 interceptions. And then at the end, threw the deep ball to a wide open Waddle. I think it was Waddle or Tyreek. He had 4 quarters where he played trash. 4 quarters that he played trash. Somebody said he played well in the first quarter. No, he didn't. He threw 1 pass for 75 yards. After that, it was like, what is wrong with him? What is wrong with Tua? Hold on, talk about it. He played well in the first quarter. First quarter, first throw. Oh, amazing. Let's go to the second drive. 3 and out. Tua incomplete. Next drive. 3 and out. Tua incomplete. And it ain't like these are drops. This is Tua just, I don't know what he was doing. Then, this is the second quarter. We scored a field goal in the second quarter on a 65-yard drive. And he was still off on that. But no, it man ain't had not a good quarter. Y'all stop. He ain't have a good quarter. Oh, I said his name. Mr. Who. Why did I say his name? Anyway, man. Appreciate the copay, Anthony. But, take the doctor's advice on this one, bro. Take the doctor's advice on this one, man. Oh, man. We got another copay by G Money Uptown. He said, I'm hard on Tua is because the game was in his hands. G Money, you hard on Tua because Watson should have been in Miami. That's why you hard on Tua. You ain't got to run from that. Hey. Oh, they were mad at me on Twitter last night. I hit him with what I told y'all I was going to hit him with. Watson, we should have got Watson. All he does is win. He's the only undefeated quarterback this year. Watson, the only undefeated quarterback this year. All he does is win. As trash as he was yesterday, all he does is win. Y'all keep the same energy. All he does is win. Hey, Watson. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Watson was worse, in my opinion, at least. Watson was worse than Tua. Yeah, I don't know about worse. Probably the same. They both were just trash yesterday. But he was bad yesterday. But all he does is win. Oh my gosh, man. The boy, because what would have happened if we would have won yesterday despite everything Tua does? Hey, he still did enough to get the win. Oh my gosh. As much as we've heard that. Oh man. All right, man. Pete Takes with the copay this morning said, Dr. TD, you think Flores would have benched Tua at halftime to try to win this game? He had no third down conversions. Flores might have benched him in the middle of the third. As soon as he threw them back-to-back picks, he would have been sitting on the pine. Yeah, he would have been sitting down. G Money with the copay said Watson was bad, but he ain't played in 700 days. Hey, he won. He won the game. It is what it is. All right. Y'all funny. Anyway, let's keep it moving. All right. All right. Tua's injury. Mr. Who's injury. What injury? What injury does Mr. Who have? The only thing I believe Mr. Who injured yesterday was his pride. Man ain't got no injury. Same little tweak ankle he been had. I didn't want to hear that mess. Same little tweaked ankle he been had. Now y'all want to bring it up. Well, Tua, we pulled him out of the game. And then they want to justify that's why he was pulled out of the game. He had got benched. He lost today. No more. We need to see him no more. Put Skylar in to lose the rest of the way and let's go home. Let's get out of there. You ain't got to justify you sitting him for one series. Everybody know he was trash yesterday. You ain't got to sit him. You ain't got to say, he left the game with an ankle injury to try to justify why you pulled him in the last series. You pulled him because there was no way to win the ball game at that point, and he played like trash that game. End of discussion. You got to come out here and, Tua got hurt. What was the injury? Does anybody know how he got hurt? No, it was just a play on words of them, Tua questionable. I even heard right before the game ended, Tua's questionable to return with the minor injury. Was it necessary to? You can't make this stuff up. All right, let's keep going. Somebody said remaining schedule. Man, oh man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know what's going to happen in 4 out of these 5 games. I know what's going to happen versus Buffalo. Y'all can keep on ignoring me and thinking I'm hating. I already know what's going to happen versus Buffalo. But the other 4 games, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. We're probably, we're likely to win those games. Everybody looks great. Everybody getting stats. Everybody looking MVP-ish. Highly likely. But that Buffalo game ain't happening. It ain't happening. I'm telling y'all now, it ain't happening. If I was to guess the remaining schedule, we going to beat the Chargers. Everybody going to get right back up on their high, especially the Tua Nears, because Herbert goes down and Tua's over him, of course, right? Buffalo, same as yesterday, if not worse. Or a little better, but still the same. And then the last 3, we back hype, and Tua led us to the playoffs. That's going to be the narrative. See, you ain't got to win them all, but he led us to the playoffs. I still believe we're going to make the playoffs. I've been told y'all that earlier this season. But I will say this. You lose to these Chargers this week, you can't lose to the Chargers this week. If you lose to the Chargers this week, the world is going to see us implode like no other, because you're going to lose to Buffalo if you lose to the Chargers this week. And you go 0-3, everybody's going to show. Think about it. If you lose to the Chargers and Buffalo blow you out, this is what the narrative is going to be, and it will be freaking justified. You ain't beat nobody good this year. Buffalo proved it was a fluke because their secondary was injured the first time, because look what they did to you the second time. Baltimore, you had to catch a miracle in the fourth quarter, which they all happen on occasions. Outside of that, what can you hold your hat on Miami and be like, look at this, look at that? Please tell me the one thing you could hold your hat on to be proud of in the season that would make you a real contender. What win do you have on your resume that would point to you being a real contender if you lose to the Chargers and Buffalo? It ain't going to do nothing but say this team actually is a fluke. And they've come to the end of the road, and Tyreek and them been carrying them. And what is that going to mean? Everybody going to say they still may make the playoffs, but a first-round exit, and if they get lucky, a second-round exit. This team can't compete in the big game. They're not going to win no conference round. They're not going to win no champion round. They're not winning no Super Bowl. So you can't lose these next two. I already know what's going to happen versus Buffalo. But you can't lose to the Chargers. Yeah, I know the Chargers beyond banged up. They whole team hurt. You can't lose to them. You lose to the Chargers, oh my gosh. So the next topic was playoffs. I kind of just answered that. We're going to the playoffs. Only way we don't go to in playoffs is there's going to be a historic, embarrassing implosion that if we don't make the playoffs, this will, in the last 25 years, this will be the greatest letdown we've had. And the Dolphins will have yet again gone undefeated on finding a new way to give you stress. This will be the newest, most impressive way for this organization to just stress us to a whole new level. We better make the playoffs. I got a lot more topics here, man. A lot more topics. Let's do a few more. Run game. Y'all asked me about. We kind of talked about this already. What run game? I've been told y'all. We already talked about that, actually. What freaking run game? Number 13, Skyler. Y'all asked me about Skyler. There's nothing to know about Skyler. Same Skyler. You can't judge Skyler off of continuing to be the guy that keep on, hey, we need you. We getting blown out now. Come out here and you see what's crazy. Let me tell y'all, this is what's crazy. This is more proof that McDaniels was over Tua yesterday. Let me show y'all something. It's more proof that McDaniel is over Tua. Not over Tua, but he was over him yesterday. When you put Skyler in, it was supposed to be a moment of concession. You concede. It's 2 minutes left. We down by 3 possessions. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. We concede. Let's get out of here. What do you do when it's a wrap and you concede? What do you do when you go out there on offense, ladies and gentlemen? Put it in the comment section. When the game is over and you concede and you pull your starting quarterback, what do you do? What do you do? Come on, football heads. What do you do? You run the ball. And what was the first thing we did when he came out? First play, got picked off. Threw the ball. Mike McDaniel was still trying to win. Mike McDaniel like, man, I hope Skyler can come out here and give me a spark. Like, see if he can score real quick, onside kick, have some kind of miracle. He was still trying to win. But he was done with Tua. He was done with Tua. He was done. Stop TD with that nonsense narrative. Please tell me why this man is trying to throw a 20-something yard pass with Skylar Thompson when the game is over. Talking about that narrative. It ain't a narrative. It just make a lot of sense to y'all, what I'm saying right now. Why are we throwing 20-yard passes when the game is over? Run the ball, don't risk nobody else getting hurt. Take a knee for all I care. Don't risk nobody else getting hurt. He was still trying to win the game. It's that simple. Somebody said, TD, you're the definition of a bandwagon. Bandwagon. It went by fast. I lost it. A bandwagon. Please explain that. A bandwagon? Would I hop on the team when things are good? Please tell me when it ain't good, I hop off. I'm still right here and I always have been. It ain't never been good. And I'm here. It ain't never been good and I'm here. And some of y'all want me to lion, tigers, and bears, oh my, make that means it's good. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, let me see. Can we win out, TD? No, because you got to play Buffalo. And their secondary just got healthy. Poyer's back. They hold secondary back and healthy. So can we win out? No. Trey White back? No. Y'all really don't understand what's going to happen in 2 weeks. Like, oh my God, y'all really don't understand what's going to happen in 2 weeks. And it's without Von Miller. We can beat Buffalo with Armstead. All right. I hope we do beat them. That'll be nice. That'll be, like I said, I'm telling y'all now. You see how before that game I told y'all I will support and get behind Mr. Who and believe he could be a franchise quarterback if he beats San Francisco. I said it. Now I got to move my own goalposts in favor of Mr. Who. If you beat the Chargers and you beat Buffalo, I'm going to support you and you can be the franchise quarterback. I need him to be the franchise quarterback. Y'all don't understand that. I keep on saying if he do this and do that, he can be the franchise quarterback. And he fails every time. This is the third time I've said something like that and he's failed all three. So here we are again. Beat the Chargers and go beat Buffalo, and I will believe that you're the franchise quarterback. Screw the old San Francisco game. All right, man, we got another copay. The homie Slippin' Jimmy with the copay said, good QBs can have bad games. Good QBs can never have games like that. He embarrassed us. The commentators couldn't make sense of it. Unacceptable. That's a good point. See, this is what people need to understand. You can have a bad game, but that wasn't bad. That was a, like, think about if Skylar Thompson came out and had that exact game. Oh my gosh. Imagine Tua just beating the Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and he got an ankle injury and he out 1 week. And Skylar Thompson comes in and plays that game. Oh my gosh, boy. You talk about crucified from here to, oh my gosh. What Tua's getting right now wouldn't be the tip of what they would be going off on Skylar. Boy, them Tua nears will be, oh my gosh, they would be killing Skylar today and last night. Skylar is trash. He just doesn't belong. They would be saying thing is he can't be a starter in this league. Starters don't play like that. Starters, you can have a bad game, but not like that. Skylar is a certified backup, and I'm wondering if he's even that now. We would have heard all of that. Man, it would have been bad. And he did embarrass us. Because everybody was on edge this game. Like, are the Dolphins for real? Are they fakes? And here's the bad thing about it. You could have lost that game with dignity. You could have lost that game, but still looked respected. You see how the Jets lost yesterday? Nobody dogging the Jets because they lost with pride and dignity, and they fought and they looked like they could compete. We just looked like trash. We looked like we laid down and we just kept on trying, and we would get a little something here and there. It's like we played a numbers game of just keep doing it and we'll get points and it'll add up. Eventually we'll hit one. Fail, 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 fail. Tyreek touchdown. Fail, 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 fail. Oh, field goal. Fail, fail, fail. Like we just keep on trying. Eventually with all this talent, even just keep putting it up. Even if it's bad, we're going to get something. It's embarrassing. You're supposed to lose that game 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We lost. He didn't have a good game, but it's all right. But 2 interceptions and a fumble loss? And this is what I be telling y'all. And this is why people need to stop that whole narrative. The Lions are an NFL team too. The Bears are an NFL team. Why are you diminishing the win? I'm not diminishing the win. I'm just telling you, don't make them wins justify thinking that we're an elite team. Because Tua look elite versus a bum. And I kept telling y'all every week, well, if he looks great against San Francisco, then we all should believe. If you don't believe after that, you are a hater. And oh my gosh, Gene, thank you for saying that. That's the messed up part about it. 49ers defense didn't even play well. They did not play well. You didn't even get the best version of them yesterday. That's what y'all need to understand. They didn't even play well. Receivers were open everywhere all day. That's what y'all need to put in the context. Somebody said, bro, they didn't get the best of us either. Are you kidding me? First of all, Armstead wouldn't have made a difference. And outside of that, are we going to, what we talking about, Byron here? Is that what we're talking about? Because they got the best of our offense. That's just how your quarterback look against defenses like that make you throw certain type of balls. See, when the linebackers are further back, you can't just bah in the lanes anymore. Now you got to put some velocity over the balls and make them perfect. Now your accuracy really comes into play. That's what you need to realize about what happened yesterday. They defense didn't play well. They just gave you a different look and said, all right, them same throws that you've been throwing intermediate, now we're going to make you put a little velocity on it. We're going to back the linebackers up about 5 yards. Now you can't just go straight to your receiver. Now you got to drop it over there. Now you got to all day, teardrops all day. And what were you doing? Off. Caesar said, your QB. Wow, TD. Oh, ain't no shame. I've been told y'all since draft day. I told you since draft day. Tua's going to be good enough not to be good enough, and he ain't going to be our franchise quarterback. I already know what the ending story is for Tua a few years from now. I even think we're going to get suckered into going a few more years. But I already know the end story. I need us to find our next quarterback, but it ain't going to happen now because we've been bamboozled. Only way it happen now is if he fall off a cliff for the rest of the season, and I ain't going to wish that on any Dolphin quarterback. But no, he can sit there and take them snaps all he want. I don't believe in Tua Tagovailoa until I believe in him. And I done gave this man 3 different situations and opportunities in 3 years to just go out there and do this in this one game, and I believe in you. And he failed all 3 times. Now here we are once again. Go beat the Chargers in Buffalo. I'll believe in you. Is he about to go 0-4? He 0-3 right now. So you saying he trash. Truth of the matter is Tua ain't trash. This is the problem with Tua. I already ran down my categories of quarterbacks. Tua is the scariest type of quarterback that any franchise can have because he's not a scrub and he's not great. He is just good enough to not be good enough. He the type of guy that you end up going 10 years scratching your head and being like, all right, we got to move on now. This just ain't right. He's the perfect guy that can waste 10 years of your franchise because he ain't a scrub. You're going to win games, but you ain't going to do nothing special. He's the worst of them. He's the worst of the quarterbacks you want to have because they good enough to stick around a long time, but then you still end up. He's the Romos. He's the Andy Daltons. He's them kind of, that's what he is. That's what he is, man. Good enough to not be good enough. What does that mean? He gonna have some great games. He gonna have trash games. He gonna have a whole bunch of mediocre games that we win because of the team. The worst kind of quarterback you could have. I'd rather have a bum than that kind of quarterback because we can move on quicker and try to find the dude. That's where I'm at with Tua. Why can't you just support him? But you don't get mad because I can see stuff before you. And I have done nothing for years but say the same thing. I hope I'm wrong. People act like, oh, you just want to be right. I hope I'm wrong. I'm proud to be wrong. Because if I'm wrong, we got a trophy in our hand. It don't hurt me to be wrong. I'll eat that crow all day. Got another copay. Should have took Watson. Man, we passed that, bro. And every time it matters most, and it is an important big game, you have gotten a consistent level of this type of play. Now it has to start meaning something for y'all real Dolphin fans. This is where real Dolphin fans need to take notice. Before it was spurts, it ain't a large enough sample size, but now you can say every time you get in the biggest moment where we're sitting there on the edge like, man, if we win this game, nobody can doubt us. He's been consistently trash. Not average, not decent. He ain't played great, but he wasn't bad. No, he's been trash every single time. Yeah, but TD, I mean, look at what he did versus the Lions. The Bears. Oh, my. I understand now, TD. Understand what, man? TD, you missed my copay. I thought I hit it. Let me go back and see. Dang, did I miss it? I'm going to feel here it is. All right, Steve Ross with the copay on Therapy Monday. Problem with Tua is everything needs to be perfect around him. Franchise QB lifts him. Excuse me. Franchise QB lifts team. Pay Tua $30 million, you won't be able to put perfect around team around. There's some truth to that. And here's the deal. Yesterday, he needed our receivers to be godly. Yesterday, Tua needed our receivers to be godly because they weren't like his misfires were bad, but they weren't 5 yards away from the receiver. They were all in distance to where they can extend their body as hard as they could. Oh, they got their finger on it trying to bail them out, but they couldn't. Just so people can say, you gotta catch that. You gotta catch that. Come on, you gotta catch that. That one isn't on Tua. It hit his hands. You gotta catch that. G Money said, TD, you can't talk to people like that. I thought I've been very respectful today. You gotta catch that. It hit his hands. You gotta catch that. He can't play receiver too. I wish he could, because maybe he would connect with himself. I want to apologize to real Dolphin fans because I think I crossed the line yesterday on Twitter with one of my tweets. Y'all know I be trolling on Twitter, but I feel like I crossed the line with this one. Y'all give me a second. Baby girl has arrived. Hey, little mama. Get some rest. Hey, mama, you got your bib on this morning? You got your bib on this morning? You gonna hang out with us? Yeah, we got over yesterday. We all good. But I want to apologize, man. I think I was mean to Mr. Who yesterday. I put out a tweet and said that, Tua needs to go dust off that mirror that he looked into and asked himself, is he trash? And hopefully this time the mirror don't lie to him. So I want to apologize. I was pretty mean. That was just me taking an unnecessary shot. So please forgive me. Okay. Sincerely, TD. Dr. TD. Yeah, mama. Aiming with the wrong. I'm done with y'all. All right. Listen, man. Rashad said, wow. Hey, man, I was mad yesterday because I'm gonna tell you why I was mad yesterday. I was mad for multiple reasons yesterday. I'm gonna give you two reasons why I was mad yesterday. Number one, y'all don't have to believe me when I tell y'all I am tired of not believing in Tua. It is exhausting keeping it 100, because keeping it 100 is always not believing in him, because my eyes tell me I'm not impressed by what I'm seeing. Yeah, we winning games. He's playing better, but I'm not impressed. It's the Lions, it's the Tigers, it's the Bears. Oh my. And it's exhausting because I got to go back and forth every day with people that just automatically want to believe. And that's your prerogative. I ain't got nothing against you believing, but I'm pushing back, right? It's exhausting. And I'm mad because I was literally, hey man, I'm a Tua-neer. I was going to convince myself that I was a Tua-neer and I support him and I don't care what he does wrong. I'm going to have his back going forward. I wanted that yesterday. Number two, he lost me $300 yesterday betting on him. Betting on this fool to win the game. I like, man, Tua gonna have a good game. He gonna do it. This is the first time we gonna get over the hump. Tua gonna get over the hump. I bet on us to win the game. Lost me my 300. Man, oh, that bum. Gosh. Easy, man. Oh, man. So that's what it is, all right? I really wanted to believe in him, and I believed in him so much I put my money where my mouth was. See, every time I actually do a real bet on the Dolphins, oh, my gosh. See, oh, my gosh. It just never fails, man. And I learned this as a young Dolphin. Never bet on the Dolphins. Back in the early 2000s, people used to always say, never bet on the Dolphins. No matter how good they doing or bad they doing, don't bet on the Dolphins. And man, I literally put my money where my mouth was. And I was like, he gonna do it this one time. And you know what? The haters, the Tuaneers, they're going to be like, see, TD, now what you got to say? Hey, man, I can see this dude is the dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry forever die. Like, I was ready. And I even convinced myself enough to put money on it. But here's the funny part. Deep down inside, I knew what was going to happen. I ain't going to lie. I knew what was going to happen. I was trying to convince myself that this was going to finally be it. I knew what was going to happen. Why you think I've been telling y'all for 6 weeks ago? 6 weeks ago, what did I tell y'all? 6 weeks ago, what did I tell y'all? We finna have a 5-game stretch. We need to go 5-0 in this stretch, which we should. Tyreek should get stats. Tua's gonna ball out and get all kind of crazy stats. All the Tuaneers gonna be calling him a franchise quarterback. We gonna win game after game. They're gonna be all at my neck, all at my throat. Then when we go to San Francisco, we gonna see what time it is. And I told y'all 6 weeks ago that this is exactly what would happen. I told y'all 6 weeks ago exactly that this is and I don't know. We got 400 people in here now. If you were here 6 weeks ago, did I say this? Yes or no? Did everything in the last 6 weeks, did it not happen exactly how I said it was going to happen? Yes or no in the comment section? Yes or no in the comment section? I kept saying, San Francisco, don't worry. When we get to San Francisco, we're going to see what time it is. San Francisco, tell me in the comment section, did I say exactly? I said Tua going to ball out. Tua going to get 300-400 yards in these games. He going to look amazing. I said every single thing that happened. Yes, I remember vividly. TD is as transparent as it gets. He said exactly that. I said, and this ain't even a toot horn moment. I told you so. No. The talent on this team, Tua's going to put numbers up. And we're about to play 5 scrubs in a row. Now, I thought the Browns would be a better competition. I said the Browns game may be a little something, and that's the one we actually finally blew somebody out. But I didn't know they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I'm going off of last year's Browns. That team loaded, playing top-level defense. The offense just needed a quarterback. But I didn't know they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I had no clue. Even when we played them, I was talking about this Browns game going to be real. I had no clue they were ranked 31st then. I did not know that. Had no clue. But anyway, I said all of this mess, man. I told y'all 6 weeks ago, this is what's finna go down. Tua finna come back. We gonna win all 5 of these games. Well, we better win all 5 of these games. He gonna put up stats. I was joking when I said this, but it's funny how it actually happened. I said he gonna put up stats. They're gonna be like MVP. And I was joking when I said that 6 weeks ago, but actually it came to fruition. I did not see that. Quarterbacks are just playing bad around the league, by the way. And I kept telling y'all, every week, we winning. You can't just be happy. What is there to be happy about? This is what you should be expecting right now. We are a better team. We got talent. We should be beating the scrubs. San Francisco. Bro, why can't you just be happy? San Francisco. Let's see what happened in San Francisco. San Francisco is going to tell you what you really are. San Francisco. San Francisco, San Francisco, San Francisco. And I said, unless they have some major kind of injury or something, San Francisco. Now the San Francisco week is over, ladies and gentlemen. And it's exactly what we said over here. And all I did for 7 days is listen to people in the last 7 days. Oh, we're going to beat them. And I kept the optimism. Yeah, we're going to beat them. I mean, deep down, y'all already knew I felt like we were going to win. I mean, we were going to lose because I've been telling y'all that for 6 weeks. And you ain't notice all of a sudden this week, we going to do it this time. I'm just trying to have faith. I'm trying to do exactly what y'all tell me I don't do and I need to do as a real fan is have faith. But we knew what was going to happen. Nobody should be shocked about yesterday. And me losing that money, that's all my fault because I knew what was going to happen. We all knew what was going to happen. The realists knew what was going to happen. ESPN picked Miami, though. Did Vegas pick us? Vegas had a -4. And it ended up being -16. It ended up being -16. Had nothing to do with San Francisco. Tua played like ish. That's the point. I knew Tua would play like ish versus San Francisco. That's the point. Because San Francisco is going to make you carry the team, not the team carry you. You're going to take away that run game. They're going to make them linebackers go back deeper so them wide receivers have to be forced where you got to make elite throws. And when I say elite throws, I ain't talking about a completion. San Francisco made you throw teardrops. You couldn't bullet it in to anybody yesterday other than the first play of the game. Y'all notice that? Pretty much the only play of the game that you could throw a bullet right in between defenders was the first play that went for a touchdown. After that, you had to throw everything over a linebacker and under a safety. Everything you had to do was over a linebacker and under a safety. And I'm going to tell you when I knew we were in trouble. After I was saying, the game over, we finna blow them out. As soon as I saw that linebacker drop into coverage and Tua was throwing over the linebacker under the safety and he got his finger on the ball and tipped it away incomplete, I said, yeah, we in trouble today. We in trouble. Linebackers got depth. Now them easy throws ain't going to happen. See, there's a difference between the easy throws versus the Lions. They just wide open and you can get it straight to them. But with San Francisco, they were wide open, but it was a man in the path of the pass. So now you can't throw it straight to the wide open guy. You actually have to show arm talent. You actually have to throw a teardrop now. You have to get it with the right trajectory and be accurate. See, Tua could throw to anybody straight to them with accuracy. But the same person could be wide open, and if there's a linebacker in front of them, now you can't throw straight to him. You got to put touch on it, and that touch has to be perfect. No, sir, he's never been able to do that on a consistent basis. That's the same thing that he struggled with his first 2 years. So don't say, San Francisco didn't do nothing. It was all Tua playing bad. No, San Francisco, they gave opportunities, but they made him change how he had to throw the ball. Sorry, mama. See, them the slight things you don't notice on the field. You just think that wide open Waddle yesterday was the same wide open Waddle versus the Lions. No. The wide open Waddle versus the Lions, Tua throwing bullets in the middle of the field. Now between defenders. Now you got a defender in front of it. He's still wide open back there, but come on. You ain't going to throw it straight to him because I'm going to pick it off. So now you got to get it over, and it got to drop in nicely under the safety. Struggle. See, that's how San Francisco gets you. That's how they get you. Even though it's wide open receivers all over the field, we're going to at least make you change how you throw it to them. Tua threw a lot of high balls. Exactly. Why do you think they were high? Because he couldn't get the drop in on them. Tua has never had the touch on his passes. He's never been able to dump it down in. That's why it's still a bullet and it raises high over the defender, but it sails too high over the receiver too. Touch is a gift. I don't think film will be ready until late tonight. It's 24 hours after the game typically. So we'll do film tomorrow. Anyway, man, it's 10:45. We've been going almost 2 hours, and I still have things on this list y'all want me to address. I'm going to do a part 2 at some point. Maybe even soon, maybe within the next half an hour or so. I don't know. I'm going to check on my schedule for the day. But we're going to break right here, and I'll do a part 2 today. All right. And it might be sooner rather than later. We also got Monday Night Football tonight. TD Panthers released Mayfield. For real? Wow. Without Armstead, Tua had a traumatic experience. What traumatic experience? The O-line took care of business yesterday. Anyway, never mind. He just better not lose to the Chargers. Let's just leave it at that. He better not lose to the Chargers. I don't see how you lose to the Chargers. That team beat up left and right. All that team talent been stripped. Everybody hurt on that team. You better not lose to the Chargers. Oh, my God, if we lose to the Chargers. It ain't going to happen. I'm just disappointed because I read that story that last week. Last week, Tua was after the game. He said, offense, we're not going to have Monday off. We're gonna start preparing. And he got the offense together on Monday, and I was like, that's real leadership. But God, dog, you got to come out there in the game and back it up with a win. And then to be the guy that was the main reason we lost, that's one thing about leadership, man. Not only do you have to lead, but you got to lead by example, and you got to back it up, and the results have to be there. And that was a bad look. Chargers nearly beat the Niners with their second string. I mean, any given Sunday, it's about matchups. We might blow the Chargers out. They might blow us out. It might be close. I don't know. But I know one thing. We better not lose that game. Whew. Accountability is a leadership greatest strength. I agree with that. And Tua takes a lot of accountability. But the problem is change still needs to occur after that accountability has taken place. Tua has never shied away from accountability, but change has to take place. TD, let's give him another chance. Let's see, bro. Oh, no. I done told y'all. I ain't done with Tua. I said, go beat the Chargers in Buffalo. I'm back with you, homie. Not back with you, but now I'm finally with you. I'm going to move the goalposts. I keep moving the goalposts. I didn't believe in him when we drafted him. I said, but if you beat Buffalo in this game and get us in the playoffs, I believe in you. You're the guy. He lost. Bad. Blown out. I moved the goalposts. All right, you beat Tennessee. I believe in you. He lost. Bad. Horrible. I moved the goalposts. Beat San Francisco. I believe in you. He lost. Bad. Horrible. Trash. I'm moving the goalposts again. Go beat the. See, at least this time you got 2 goalposts in one season. Chargers and Buffalo. Go beat both of them. Go beat both of them bums. And I believe in you. It ain't my fault that every time I say I believe in him if he win this, because it's a big game, and games like that prove great quarterbacks to be good. Mahomes has all kind of big victories. Burrow now has all kind of big victories. Josh Allen has big victories. These guys are racking up big victories, and Tua ain't got one. He ain't got one, not a single one in the height of the season when it matters most. Ain't got a single one. Pablo with the copay on Therapy Monday said, I think Tua wasn't confident in his line after getting sacked 3 straight times. When he went out, he hurried throws. He beat himself mentally. Yeah, however we want to put it, that's a weakness of his. If we want to say his mental toughness because he was shook because he didn't have faith in the O-line, I'm tired of Tua not having faith in what's around him and that affecting his play. It's his job to go out there and play his play and let what around him falls as it may. It's that simple. If you traumatized, then maybe you need therapy or this game ain't for you because the damage is already done. In other words, what you're telling me is he's the type of guy that's going to always need perfection around him and the best protection in the NFL for him to feel free mentally to play. Man, it's too much, man. This is too much. This is just unrealistic to do on a consistent basis year after year after year. And injuries also happen. No matter how good of an O-line that you get, all it takes is 1 or 2 guys to get hurt, and it is what it is. This is the NFL. You got to still be able to play. So I don't care about those notions of his mental toughness and he was shaken up and he didn't believe in his O-line. He got a major flaw if that's the case, one that is not going to be good for us long term. But we'll see. Tua still got a chance to make up for this and do good, man. And hopefully he does. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I will come back to y'all for a part 2. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I need to go check to see what I got to do. Because we got some more things that y'all wanted me to talk about that I'll go over on Therapy Monday. I want to be able to help y'all today, all right? This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Peace. I will see y'all soon.